It may have been the game of the year. Normal Community taking on Chicago Mount Carmel, the back-to-back state champs. And wow, did Normal Community do Central Illinois proud. They went toe-to-toe, punch for punch all night. Watch right here, the beautiful pass from Kyle Beatty to Marquand Gary. How many times we call those guys names in their remarkable careers. Later, it's going to be a handoff to Kalen Taylor and the All-Stater, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, going right, comes back left for a touchdown. Normal Community back and forth all night with mighty Chicago Mount Carmel. Here's a touchdown pass from Beatty to Gary. The Ironmen wind up 7 points short, but my goodness, a championship effort by Normal Community in a 49-42 loss. Now to the team still alive in the state tournament. For the first time ever, Normal U-High is in the state Final Four. First time ever, Mount Zion's in the state Final Four. Let's show you how they got there. Normal U-High, an impressive winner in their quarterfinal matchup down in Cahokia. Alec Weiland was absolutely terrific, throwing the rock for the Pioneers. He had a couple of touchdown passes, and running back Carson Stevens was great in the game as well. Stevens is going to get a touchdown catch right here. Normal U-High rolls to the victory. They got 3 field goals by Demir Spalding. A great team win. That sets up that Saturday night game, Normal U-High against Mount Zion. Mount Zion has a couple of big time players. How about J.C. Anderson? Their 6'7" junior. He's being recruited by the entire country as one of the top tight ends in the junior class. And this guy, Braden Trimble's a University of Illinois recruit as a running back, wide receiver, a do-it-all player. A couple of big-time players for U-High to try to stop.
Commit to U of I stands out. I mean, his lateral quickness, his speed, his ability to make people miss in space is impressive. And, you know, we've seen some pretty good players playing in Central State A, but I'm not sure we've quite seen somebody that shifty like him. And then obviously the 6'7", man, he's long, he's physical, you know, and plays both sides of the ball well. Yeah, they're an impressive team. It's going to be a tough challenge for us.
But not insurmountable. You've played great teams and played a very similar schedule.
Yeah, in fact, I think our schedule is a big part of the reason we're here. You know, reaching out and playing a 6A Bloomington, playing in the Central State 8 against, you know, state champion caliber teams, Rochester, Chatham, Glenwood. Part of the reason our team has been able to get to this point, as well as our senior leadership and our maturity.
That U-High game, 7 o'clock Saturday at Hancock Stadium, 2 o'clock Saturday at Farmington. It's a first-time semifinal team Farmington against a first-time semifinal team Chicago Christian. Farmington simply overwhelmed Dwight. Yeah, the Trojan horse did not spook Farmington one bit. They dominated the game from start to finish against Dwight to advance to their first ever Final Four. Logan Utt was terrific running the football for Farmington. Quarterback Landon Wheel right here on the touchdown pass to Landon Crawford. A historic win for Farmington. They've been to the quarterfinals many times, but as Utt hits the end zone, Farmington's in the Final Four. Up next, they will host Chicago Christian. Chicago Christian has a terrific quarterback here in Christian Flutton, and they run kind of a pro-style offense. They've also got a barreling running back in Kenny Jager. They pose a tough test for the Farmers.
From them. Spread team, run pass. They got a quarterback that gets it out of his hand really fast. He's a very aggressive corner. They got a running back that is an animal, a running back and an offensive defensive lineman that are just different than most kids you see at the 2A level. We've got to be able to handle those two guys, and the rest of it will be a good 2A game, I think. I think Saturday you'll see most of the town out here, and, you know, it's a town that deserves it. So they've been super supportive, and we owe it to the town to get this thing done.
I mean, we've always had a pretty solid football team, but everybody's preached that this year is the year that we can definitely push ourselves to go beyond what we're known for, just making it to the playoffs and just being just a playoff team. So we're really trying to push to see where this team can go.
Now to Class 1A and a couple perennial powers. The Leroy Panthers are always a traditionally strong team, and they take on the team right now in 1A football, Lena Winslow. That's Saturday at 2 o'clock at Leroy. Leroy beat one of Lena Winslow's conference rivals. They knocked off Galena on Saturday. A power running attack behind that huge offensive line. That O-line is so good for Leroy. Bo Zalesnik, the touchdown right here. Later it's going to be Zalesnik again on the keeper and the scorer. Another win, 12-0 now for Leroy. Up next, they do play 12-0 Lena Winslow. Lena Winslow is not always in the Final Four. It just seems that way. This is their 7th straight trip to the Final Four. They've got 4 state titles and a runner-up in the last 6 years. They've got 2 terrific running backs, Alex Schlichting with 22 touchdowns, Aiden Wild with 18 touchdowns. They're a fast, athletic, up-tempo challenge for Leroy.
Well, their tempo, when you watch them, the way they get off the ball, their physicality, They're the benchmark for small school football in the state of Illinois. For the last, I'd say, 10 to 12 years, they've been virtually unbeatable. So they've got a wonderful staff, obviously a wonderful training program. They're always very physical, very fast. So super impressed again with them, watching them on film. They'll be a tough matchup for us.
Game times again, 2 p.m. at Leroy, 2 p.m. at Farmington, 7 p.m. at Normal U High in Hancock Stadium.